and gentlemen, Vanguardian 650. And we're talking about the pain of a journey, of any journey. When you have that painful journey, it could be anything: diet, fitness, running, just studying, reading, researching, grinding at your job, just being super productive. Not that you have a burst of energy, but you're just knocking it out routinely without fail. We were built different back then. But as times progress and progress, we have many options of when it comes to professions and occupations. And so I don't shame anyone for what they do, as long as they're earning them, a paycheck, legally, of course. You have the freedom, the right to enterprise. I stand by that. Now, once again, legally. But you know how this game works. You have to hustle. You have to put yourself out there, make yourself available. Continue to work your mind, exercise your mind, and getting your rest, proper diet, well balanced meals. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice and sometimes go without. I do that every now and then, kind of as my own sacrifice. Just following the dean. We have so much. Fortunate to be in a position to, able to have that meal accessible, to you when you need it as needed. But there's a lot of people that are, they're not at that, they're vulnerable, put it like that. And every day is a challenging day, as for all of us, but especially the ones who are down on their luck and struggling. What can you say? And so that's why I kind of like, look, I kind of be on, it kind of sharpens me a little bit, my mindset. And I enjoy fasting. I think fasting is terrific for the body, and if you know what you're doing, and just intermittent fasting. And so I'm used to it, and it can be challenging. Once again, you have to be dedicated. You have to, any regimen that you decide to partake in, whether you're mentoring, computer programming, anything technical. You still have to have a routine. Like athletes, they have a routine. They game day routine. They do post game routine, pre game routine. They have their routines. They creatures of habit, and so I kind of be mindful of what I want to do. I try to time manage myself. Out during the day. Of course, it gets sidetracked, but just, every day you just try to keep the agenda and achieve your daily goals, and or the best that you can. And so I think, there's issues in this country, with the Trump, Epstein files, and now Trump wants to give states the approval to, these tents and homeless people on the sidewalks, to eliminate that and remove the people in the tents. And these people, I'm trying to figure out what other accommodations do they have if they don't have, accessible housing. I mean, I get it. It's a bad look, but I mean, it's a problem. But what alternative, are you going to give them? I know they can say, well, go into the shelter. A lot of that's overcrowded, and it becomes a safety issue too. A lot of people, that are, I would assume, not all, but I'm pretty sure they kind of keep a weapon with them to protect themselves. I mean, they're out in the public. They're homeless, so a lot of times they feel like they don't want to be in the shelter, so they just out and about, and they get shook down by the police. Of course, they got a knife or whatever they can consider a weapon, and there you go. That's the game. That's the routine. That's the way the system operates. And so if Trump have his way, and I think he's going to have his way, because he does what he wants. And hey, he's the president. He got, if he has his way, if this report or this, I got it off the YouTube, I think it was one of those news organizations. They kind of play it down the middle, but we'll see. They just kind of report it. They don't have a slant either way, right or left. They just kind of report it. I forgot the name of the channel, but anyway. So there you have it. Trump has he's going to keep trying to be the president. I mean, of course he's the president, but he's going to try to deflect. He's still with Obama with this treason accusation, and his DOJ. He's completely weaponized that in his favor. So it's politics. It's get back. It's everything. And I expected this. I was like, what's taking so long? But here we are. And I expected it from Trump. I knew he was going to be on this get back. And now we have these colleges, these universities, these, Ivy League universities. And I got to look at their endowments. And they're trying to get on their good graces with the president, as far as cleaning up their act to make it make it more a streamline of where these fundings, they need to, the president wants to know exactly. And I mean, some of the stuff is billions and billions of dollars. Some of these universities, I think Harvard is like $52 billion they get an endowment. Why can't they fund themselves? That's the question. It's an enormous amount of money they're getting. It's almost like now, are they really private anymore? It's taxpayers' money. So why can't you fund yourself off that budget? You need more assistance. I can see what they're saying, man. I mean, some of you got, some of it, I don't know, man. I don't think it's really, sound like it's a little bit of excess and some mishandling of the finances going on. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to tighten up or they need to tighten up their purse strings a little bit, or at least, be more accountable with their not being so frivolous or whatever they're doing with their money. It's crazy. All right, that's it for me, man. Saturday night. Enjoy yourself. Party night. Peace.